Pisces, I need you to sit down for this because what Spirit just showed me about your person is absolutely insane, and I am literally shaking right now. They took a photo of you two together to someone who practices dark arts to try to manipulate your energy and get you back. But the universe said not today, and everything they tried to do has completely backfired on them in ways they never saw coming. Everyone thinks when someone does spiritual manipulation, it always works. But actually, the universe has been setting up the most epic revenge plot for you, and I cannot even believe what I am seeing in these cards right now. Before I even touch these cards, I can feel the energy around this situation crackling like electricity, and Spirit is practically screaming at me to show you exactly what happened behind the scenes. Let me pull the first card because Spirit is demanding I show you this immediately. And Holy Mother of God, Pisces, the first card that came flying out of this deck is the Tower. Not the Ten of Swords like everyone would expect for betrayal, not the Seven of Swords for deception, but the freaking Tower, which means everything they built against you is being destroyed by divine intervention, right now as we speak. Oh my goodness, Pisces. This Tower energy is unlike anything I have ever seen in a reading about spiritual manipulation because usually when someone does work against you, it creates slow, subtle effects. But what happened to them is sudden catastrophic destruction happening on multiple levels simultaneously, and they have absolutely no idea how to stop it. The Tower is showing me their entire life structure collapsing like a controlled demolition, and here is the thing that is absolutely blowing my mind about this situation. When they took your photo to that spiritual worker, when they handed over their money thinking they could just buy your love and loyalty back through magical manipulation, they accidentally triggered what I can only describe as a cosmic security system that protects people like you who are under divine guidance. I am getting visions of this happening, and it is like they tried to break into a house that looked empty from the outside, but was actually connected to the most advanced alarm system in the universe. And now every spiritual law enforcement agent in the cosmos is responding to the break-in attempt they just made against your energy field. The spiritual worker they went to obviously did not warn them about the level of protection you carry, because if they had known, they would have never attempted this kind of work. I am seeing that you have protection that goes back generations. Pisces, like your ancestors and spirit guides, have been building layers of spiritual armor around your bloodline for decades, and this person just tried to attack the most fortified target they could have possibly chosen. But here is where it gets really wild because the Tower is showing me exactly what started falling apart first in their life, and you are going to find this absolutely fascinating. The very first thing that collapsed was their relationship with money, and I am seeing that within days of them paying for this spiritual work against you, their financial situation started hemorrhaging in ways that made no logical sense. I'm talking about mysterious charges appearing on their credit cards, their car breaking down and needing thousands in repairs, their boss suddenly finding reasons to cut their hours, their rent going up unexpectedly, their phone getting shut off even though they thought they paid the bill. It is like every single thing they touch financially turns to dust, and they cannot figure out why, because they do not understand that they opened a door to financial karma that has been waiting to balance the books on their entire lifetime of manipulative behavior. The Tower is also showing me something happening to their living situation that is going to absolutely shock them, and I need to tell you about this because it connects directly to the spiritual work they had done against you. I am seeing that they are going to find evidence of the spiritual manipulation work right in their own bedroom. And they are going to realize that the spiritual worker they paid has been doing additional work on them without their permission. Picture this, Pisces. They are going to come home one day and find candles that they did not light, herbs scattered under their bed, strange oils on their doorframe, maybe even photos or personal items missing. And they are going to realize that the person they paid to manipulate you has been manipulating them this entire time for reasons they do not understand yet. The spiritual worker saw them coming from a mile away, recognized them as someone desperate enough to pay for manipulation work, and decided to make them a long-term client by creating dependency and problems that only more paid spiritual work can solve. So while they thought they were hiring someone to bring you back, they actually hired someone to trap them in a cycle of spiritual manipulation that is going to cost them everything they own. But wait, because I need to pull another card to see exactly what kind of karmic justice is being served here. And whoa, Pisces, this is absolutely unbelievable. The next card is Justice, and I am getting literal goosebumps because this card represents the universe's legal system. And it is showing me that this situation has gone to cosmic court and the verdict has already been decided, and it is not in their favor. Justice is revealing to me that this person has a pattern of spiritual manipulation that goes way deeper than just what they did to you. And the universe has been building a case against them for years. I am seeing previous relationships where they used love spells, binding work, manipulation tactics, emotional blackmail, financial control, and other forms of energetic abuse to try to keep people who wanted to leave them. The Justice card is showing me their entire karmic rap sheet, and Pisces, it is extensive. There are people from their past who prayed for protection from their manipulation. There are ancestors who have been watching their behavior with disappointment. There are spirit guides who have been documenting every single time they chose manipulation over genuine connection. And now all of those cosmic debts are being called in at once. I am seeing that justice works on universal time, not human time, and what looks like sudden destruction to them has actually been building for years as a natural consequence of their choices to consistently violate other people's free will through spiritual manipulation and emotional abuse tactics. The Justice card is also showing me something absolutely incredible about the spiritual worker they hired, and you need to know this because it explains why their manipulation attempt backfired so spectacularly. The person they paid to do work against you is actually an agent of cosmic justice who was placed in their path specifically to expose their pattern of spiritual manipulation and bring consequences for their behavior. This spiritual worker has been waiting for someone exactly like your person to walk through their door because their actual job in this lifetime is to serve justice to people who abuse spiritual practices for selfish manipulation. So when your person showed up with your photo asking for binding work, they basically walked into a cosmic sting operation that was designed to catch people like them red-handed. The spiritual worker took their money, knowing full well that any work attempted against you would backfire catastrophically, and they are probably sitting back right now watching your person's life fall apart and feeling satisfied that universal justice is being served exactly the way it was supposed to be. But here is what is really going to blow your mind, Pisces. The Justice card is showing me that this spiritual worker is going to expose your person publicly for trying to manipulate you through spiritual means, and this exposure is going to happen in a way that ruins their reputation permanently within their social circle, and possibly even their professional life. I am getting visions of screenshots, recordings, evidence of the spiritual manipulation work being shared with people they work with, people they go to church with, people they are trying to date, family members who thought they were a good person. Their entire carefully crafted public image is about to be destroyed because people are going to see exactly who they really are when they think no one is watching. Let me pull another card because Spirit wants me to show you exactly what they are experiencing mentally and emotionally right now while all of this karmic justice is raining down on them. And oh my God, Pisces, the card that just flew out is the 9 of Swords, which represents complete mental torment, anxiety, nightmares, and psychological breakdown. This person cannot sleep. They lie awake every single night replaying everything that has gone wrong in their life since they attempted to manipulate you, and they cannot make sense of any of it because they do not understand how spiritual law works. They expected you to come running back to them within days of the work being done, but instead their own life started crumbling faster than they could keep up with. The 9 of Swords is showing me that they are having the most disturbing nightmares, where they see themselves trapped in dark spaces surrounded by mirrors, showing them every manipulative thing they have ever done to every person they have ever claimed to love. They wake up in cold sweats, feeling like something evil is watching them, and they are starting to wonder if they made a terrible mistake by messing with spiritual forces they do not understand. I am seeing them Googling things like how to reverse love spells, how to break spiritual contracts, signs that spiritual work has backfired, what to do when magic goes wrong. And they are finding information that terrifies them even more because they are realizing they opened doors that cannot be easily closed and invited energies into their life that are far more powerful than they expected. The Nine of Swords is also showing me that they are starting to have paranoid thoughts about the spiritual worker they hired because they are noticing that every time they go back for more help, their problems get worse instead of better, and they are beginning to suspect that they are being manipulated by someone who is far more experienced in dark practices than they realized when they first sought them out. They are trapped between the consequences of their original manipulation attempt against you and the ongoing manipulation being done to them by the spiritual worker they hired, and they do not know how to escape either situation without making everything worse for themselves. But here is the most fascinating part about their mental state right now, Pisces. The Nine of Swords is revealing that deep down they know they deserve everything that is happening to them, because for the first time in their life, they are being forced to face the truth about their manipulative patterns, and they do not like what they see when they look in that mirror. They are having moments of clarity where they remember all the other times they tried to control people through manipulation instead of earning love through genuine connection. And they are starting to understand that what they are experiencing now is not random bad luck, but the natural consequence of consistently choosing manipulation over authentic relationship building. Now let me pull a card about your energy during all of this chaos, because I need you to understand how profoundly protected you are while they are drowning in their spiritual mess. And the card that just came out has me literally glowing with excitement for you. It is the Star card, Pisces. And this means you are being blessed, healed, and elevated in the most beautiful ways while their world crumbles around them. The Star is the most gorgeous card in the entire deck for divine protection and spiritual healing. And it is showing me that every single ounce of negative energy they tried to send your way has been transformed by the universe into pure healing light that is upgrading your entire energy field to higher frequencies than you have ever experienced before. You know how they say, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Well, in your case, what they tried to do to kill your independence and free will has made you spiritually invincible and connected you more deeply to your intuitive gifts and divine guidance than you have ever been connected before in this lifetime. The Star is showing me that you have been having the most amazing experiences over the past few weeks without even understanding why. You have been sleeping more peacefully than you have in months. You have been having incredibly vivid dreams that feel like messages from your spirit guides. You have been noticing synchronicities everywhere you look. And you have been feeling more confident and clear about your path forward than you have felt in years. This is not coincidental, Pisces. This is the universe taking all of that manipulation energy they tried to hit you with and transforming it into a spiritual awakening experience that is preparing you for the next level of your life journey. They accidentally gave you the most powerful spiritual upgrade of your lifetime without meaning to, because the divine protection around you is so strong that it can transform any negative energy into positive growth opportunities. The Star is also revealing something absolutely magical that is happening to your manifestation abilities right now because of how this situation has strengthened your connection to universal source energy. I am seeing that your ability to attract what you truly want and repel what does not serve you has been amplified significantly, and you are about to notice this in very tangible ways. Things you have been hoping for are going to start showing up in your life with surprising ease and timing, while things that are not aligned with your highest good are going to start falling away naturally without you having to force anything or make difficult decisions about letting go. The Star is showing me that your intuition has become so sharp during this experience that you are going to be able to spot manipulative people from a mile away before they can even attempt to engage with your energy. And this gift is going to protect you for the rest of your life from ever being targeted by someone like your toxic person again. But Spirit wants me to pull another card because there is something absolutely huge happening behind the scenes that is going to be the final nail in the coffin for their attempts to manipulate you back into their life. And when I tell you what this card revealed, I think you are going to understand why the universe has been protecting you so fiercely throughout this entire situation. The card that came out is Death. And I want you to take a deep breath because in this context, death represents the most beautiful permanent transformation. And I am getting chills because this card is showing me that their feelings for you, their obsession with you, their belief that they can manipulate you, all of it is dying a complete and total death that can never be resurrected no matter what they try to do. Death is not about physical death. It is about the kind of transformation that changes someone so completely that they become an entirely different person. And that is exactly what is about to happen to their connection to you. Not just their romantic feelings, but their entire energetic attachment to you is being severed permanently by forces beyond their control or understanding. I am seeing in the Death card that they are going to go through what can only be described as a spiritual death and rebirth experience, where they are forced to face every single manipulative thing they have ever done in their entire life and feel the full emotional impact of how their behavior affected other people. And this experience is going to change them so profoundly that they will never be the same person again. This is what real karma looks like, Pisces. It is not about punishment for the sake of punishment. It is about forcing someone's soul to evolve by making them experience the natural consequences of their choices until they learn to make better choices from a place of genuine understanding rather than fear of consequences. The Death card is showing me that after they go through this spiritual transformation process, they are going to understand on a soul level exactly why you could never be happy with someone who would try to manipulate your free will, and they are going to feel genuine remorse for the first time in their life about their manipulative patterns. But here is the really important part, Pisces. Even though they are going to eventually understand why what they did was wrong and feel genuine remorse for their behavior, the Death card is making it very clear that this understanding is not going to make them try to contact you or win you back, because part of their transformation involves accepting that they damaged the connection beyond repair and that you deserve better than what they were capable of giving you. The person they become after this spiritual death and rebirth process is going to be someone who would never dream of trying to manipulate anyone through spiritual means, because they will have learned firsthand how destructive that kind of behavior is, not just for the target, but for the person doing the manipulating. Death is also showing me something absolutely fascinating about the timing of their transformation. And I need to share this with you because it connects to something amazing that is about to happen in your own life. Their spiritual death and rebirth process is happening right now, specifically to clear the energetic space for your true soulmate to find you without any interference from toxic energy. The universe could not bring you your real love while you still had this manipulative person's energy trying to bind you to them. So death stepped in to permanently sever those cords and create a clean slate for authentic love to enter your life. Now let me pull a card about what is coming up for you in the immediate future, because while they are dealing with their spiritual consequences, you are about to enter a period of incredible abundance and opportunity. And Spirit wants you to be prepared for the magnitude of blessings that are heading your way. The card that just came out is the Wheel of Fortune and Pisces. I am literally getting goosebumps because this means your luck is about to change so dramatically that people around you are going to think you won the lottery or inherited money from a relative you didn't know existed, because everything in your life is about to start flowing with supernatural ease. The Wheel of Fortune represents major life cycles shifting in your favor. And it is showing me that you are moving from a cycle of being tested and challenged into a cycle of being blessed and supported by the universe in ways that are going to feel almost too good to be true. But I promise you, they are completely real and well-deserved. I am seeing opportunities coming your way that are going to surprise you with how perfectly they align with your dreams and goals. This could be career opportunities that seem to appear out of nowhere, financial windfalls that solve problems you have been worrying about, new friendships with people who genuinely appreciate and support you, or invitations to experiences that expand your horizons in beautiful ways. The Wheel of Fortune is showing me that every single time you chose to trust your intuition, instead of allowing yourself to be manipulated back into that toxic connection, every single time you chose your own well-being over their emotional manipulation tactics, you were building up spiritual credit with the universe, and now it is time for the universe to pay you back with interest. But here is what is really going to amaze you, Pisces. The Wheel of Fortune is revealing that some of these incoming blessings are directly connected to the spiritual protection that kept you safe from their manipulation attempts. People who witnessed your strength during this difficult time are going to remember your resilience when opportunities come up that would be perfect for you, and they are going to recommend you or think of you first. The universe has been watching how you handled this situation, and your grace under pressure has impressed some very important people who are about to play key roles in elevating your life circumstances in ways you cannot imagine yet. The Wheel of Fortune is also showing me that your toxic person is going to become aware of your incredible good fortune. And it is going to be additional confirmation for them that they were never meant to be part of your success story, because everything wonderful happening to you is occurring specifically because you refuse to be manipulated back into accepting less than you deserve. But Spirit is not done showing me things about this situation, because there is one more attempt at contact coming from them, and you need to be prepared for it because it is going to be different from all their previous manipulation attempts, and I need you to recognize it for what it really is when it happens. Let me pull a card to see exactly what this final contact attempt is going to look like. And the card that came out is the Hermit, which tells me they are going to come to you acting like they have had some kind of major spiritual awakening or personal breakthrough, and they think this new approach is going to be the key to getting you back. The Hermit represents soul searching and inner wisdom, but in their case, it is going to be fake enlightenment born out of desperation because they are drowning in the consequences of their actions. And they think if they can just convince you that they have genuinely changed, everything will go back to normal for them and all their problems will disappear. They might tell you they found God, or started going to therapy, or joined a spiritual community, or read a book that changed their entire perspective on relationships. But Pisces, I need you to understand that this is still manipulation. It is just manipulation disguised as personal growth and spiritual development. The Hermit is showing me that they are going to come to you with this fake enlightenment speech during their darkest hour, when the consequences of their spiritual manipulation attempt have reached peak intensity, and they are feeling desperate enough to try anything that might get them out of the hole they dug for themselves. They are going to tell you that they realize now how controlling and manipulative they were, and they are going to apologize in ways that sound more sincere than anything they have ever said to you before. But the Hermit is revealing that this apparent self-awareness is not coming from genuine personal growth. It is coming from the fact that their manipulation tactics stopped working on you, and they are trying to figure out what approach might be more effective. Real personal growth happens when someone is willing to change their behavior even when it does not benefit them in any way, and especially when no one is watching to give them credit for the change. But what they are going through right now is crisis management designed to get them out of trouble, not genuine transformation designed to make them a better person for their own sake and for the sake of future relationships. The Hermit is also warning me that during this fake enlightenment contact attempt, they might try to tell you about all the spiritual consequences they have been experiencing as a way to get sympathy from you and make you feel like they have already been punished enough so you should forgive them and give them another chance. They might describe their nightmares, their financial problems, their health issues, their relationship problems with family or friends, all the things that started going wrong after they attempted to manipulate you spiritually. And they are going to frame it as evidence that they have learned their lesson and promise you that they will never do anything like that again. But the Hermit wants you to remember that people who are genuinely sorry for their behavior take full responsibility for the consequences of their actions without trying to use those consequences to manipulate sympathy from the people they hurt. Someone who has truly learned from their mistakes would understand that you deserve to move forward without having to manage their spiritual crisis, and they would leave you alone to heal instead of asking you to help them fix problems they created by trying to manipulate you in the first place. Now let me pull one more card about your romantic future, because after everything you have been through, you deserve to know that incredible love is coming your way, and it is going to be everything this toxic person could never be for you. Pisces. The final card is the Two of Cups, and I am literally glowing with excitement because this is the most beautiful love card in the entire deck. And it is showing me that all of this drama and manipulation was actually the universe clearing the path for your true soulmate to find you without any energetic interference from toxic connections. The Two of Cups represents genuine, mutual love built on respect, equality, free will, authentic connection, and shared values. And it is showing me that while this person was trying to force you to be with them through spiritual manipulation, the universe was preparing someone who would never dream of trying to control you because they love your independent spirit and strong intuition too much to ever want to dim your light. This new person is going to be attracted to all the qualities that made your toxic person feel threatened. Your ability to see through manipulation, your connection to your intuitive gifts, your strength and independence, your refusal to accept less than you deserve, your spiritual protection and divine connection. All of these things are going to make your soulmate fall deeper in love with you every single day. The Two of Cups is showing me that when you meet this person, the difference between authentic love and manipulative obsession is going to be so obvious that you will wonder how you ever confuse the two things, because real love feels like coming home to yourself while manipulation feels like losing pieces of yourself. This new love is going to encourage your spiritual gifts instead of feeling threatened by them, celebrate your independence instead of trying to control it, support your dreams instead of trying to make you smaller, and choose you freely every single day instead of trying to trap you through manipulation tactics. I am seeing in the Two of Cups that your soulmate is actually going to be someone who has also experienced manipulation in past relationships and learned to value authentic connection over control-based dynamics. So they are going to understand your journey and appreciate how strong you had to become to break free from toxic patterns. The most beautiful part, Pisces, is that your toxic person is eventually going to become aware of this new relationship. And they are going to see how genuinely happy and peaceful you are with someone who treats you the way you always deserve to be treated. And it is going to be the final confirmation that they never had what it takes to be the right person for you. But here is something absolutely incredible that Spirit wants me to share with you about the spiritual significance of this entire experience. The Two of Cups is revealing that your ability to resist spiritual manipulation and stay true to your authentic self during this challenging time has actually prepared you to recognize and receive the kind of love that most people only dream about. Your soulmate connection is going to be so strong and so spiritually protected that no amount of outside manipulation could ever threaten it, because both of you will have learned through your individual experiences how to maintain energetic boundaries and protect your connection from people who do not have your best interests at heart. The universe put you through this test with your toxic person not to punish you, but to train you to recognize the difference between someone who loves you enough to honor your free will and someone who claims to love you while trying to control you through manipulation. Now, you will never again be confused about whether someone's behavior towards you is motivated by love or by their own selfish need to control outcomes. And this discernment is going to protect you for the rest of your life from ever being targeted by manipulative people again. So to wrap up this reading, Pisces, your toxic person took your photo to someone who practices spiritual manipulation, thinking they could force you back into their life. But instead, they opened themselves up to cosmic justice that is now systematically destroying everything they built on a foundation of manipulation and control. While they are experiencing the natural consequences of trying to violate universal law by manipulating your free will, You are being blessed and protected and prepared for the most beautiful love story of your lifetime, with someone who would never dream of trying to control you through spiritual or emotional manipulation. The universe has been orchestrating this entire situation to clear toxic energy from your path and connect you with your true soulmate, while simultaneously serving justice to someone whose manipulative patterns needed to be stopped before they could hurt other innocent people. Every single thing that has happened and is about to happen is working in your favor, even when it does not look that way from your current perspective. And you are about to understand why you had to go through this experience when you see how perfectly it prepared you to recognize and receive authentic love. Trust the process, Pisces. Trust your intuition. Trust the divine protection that has been keeping you safe throughout this entire ordeal. And get ready for the most magical chapter of your life to begin, because your soulmate is already on their way to you, and they are going to love every single thing about you that your toxic person tried to manipulate and control.